On3 has picked Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes to finish second to last in the Pac-12 post spring rankings. We'll talk about it and read why they think Colorado and the Buffs will do so bad this year. Just kind of like how Vegas has them at 3.5 wins, the over under. Let's talk about it after the break. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload all the time. Now, let's take a look at this tweet put out by the recruiting service, college football, college sports service On3. That says post-spring Pac-12 power rankings per Jesse Simonton of On3. Let's take a look at it. You got USC, Washington, Oregon, and Utah rounding out the top four, followed by Oregon State, UCLA, Washington State, Arizona, Arizona State, Cal. And then you find Coach Prime and the Buffaloes at 12, with Mr. Jesse Simonton only saying that they will finish above Stanford in the Pac-12. Now, this is pretty harsh. It's pretty rough to think that they're going to finish second to last in a conference with 12 teams. I think they're going to finish in 11th place in the Pac-12 conference. Now, I don't agree with this. I think Colorado could really finish up here around 7. I don't think they finish any higher than 7, but I also don't think they finish in 11th place. Now, let's go over to Mr. Simonton's article. It says, with spring football in the rearview mirror, the transfer portal activity slowly, albeit not totally, starting to slow down, and coaches on the wrote out recruiting the next wave of future signees. Now is a time to assess where teams stand entering the summer before the 2023 season. Now, obviously, you see him. He's got his reasons. USC, it makes plenty of sense. They bring back the reigning defending Heisman Trophy winner. Washington brings back a guy in Michael Penix, who a lot of people will end up top 10 in the draft. Oregon also has Bo Nix, who also has first-round aspirations, has been a 4-year starter. Utah's the reigning Pac-12 champion. So all of that makes sense. Now, this is where some people will say Colorado is fighting to get as high as 5. Now, I don't think they can be as high. I think they don't think they can go past 7, but you'll start looking at the reasons why he has Oregon State with DJU coming in and UCLA with the 5-star freshman in Dante Moore, the quarterback coming in. Then you see teams like Washington State, Arizona State, Cal. And let's get down to right here with Coach Prime and the Buffaloes, where he has them finishing 11th. Let's read a snippet. It says, Deion Sanders has spearheaded the most dramatic roster flip in college football history this offseason, with Colorado bringing in some 60-plus newcomers to the team this fall. The Buffs have certainly landed some notable impact transfers, but even sniffing a bowl game with this group would be a major boon for Sanders in year one. He says even sniffing a bowl game. You only need 6 wins to get to a bowl game. So he's saying sniffing, meaning getting to 5 wins, would be a great year. Oh, rough. We don't know quite what to expect from quarterback Shedeur Sanders in the jump from FCS to Power 5. And even with all the portal additions, Colorado's offense and defensive line still rank towards the bottom of all Power 5 teams. Now, I can tell you what you can expect. Shedeur is going to be good. I think Shedeur Sanders is a pro. I think he's an NFL talent. I think he is really good at the quarterback position. But that last sentence is why he may struggle. This part right here. Colorado's offensive and defensive lines still rank towards the bottom of all Power 5 teams. This is what's going to hurt Colorado. It's not the talent as far as skill position wise. I still, the wide receiver 1 thing might still be a thing if you just don't convert Travis to a wide receiver full time. But those O&D lines can get pushed around, even in a conference that's not known for pushing people around like the Pac-12. That's going to be, and if nobody's blocking for Shador, it's going to be tough for him to be as good as I know he is. Let's continue reading. It says Colorado has a brutal 2023 schedule. 9 Pac-12 slate games plus non-conference games against TCU and Nebraska. Once again, not soup sandwiches. So it's best to temper expectations despite the buzz Sanders has generated this spring. Now, here's the problem with trying to temper expectations is that Colorado themselves haven't done themselves any favors as far as tempering those expectations. Colorado has come out and kind of claimed to be world beaters just from all the posts on social media. And that's not a bad thing. This is a program that's been left for dead for the better part of 25 years. So you have to draw up some sort of attention. You have to get some sort of excitement going. There's been no excitement in Colorado since the 90s. So it makes sense for them to do what they're doing. But it also gives some people some delusion to think you're going to be better than what you actually are. Some of you all have come on here and told me Colorado will win 9 games this year. This is not hyperbole. This is the facts. Go back and check our show, check our channel. But the guys who watch college football for a living, the guys who are picking and ranking teams based off recruiting rankings, coaches on the staff, current players, former players, players that are going to be on this team in 2023, think the Buffs are finishing 11th. They've got the Buffs finishing an 11th out of 12 teams. And that's rough. Now, once again, let me go ahead and show you the rankings one more time. I think they can finish as high as where Washington State is. I think they could be on par with Arizona State, and Cal, and finish as high as 7th in the Pac-12. I think the top 5 teams or top 6 teams are clearing away better than them. But to finish 11th is rough. Now, if they come out and finish 11th place, that's going to be rough on them. Because it's going to be rough for them in what they're pushing, what they're selling. Now, to the public, they're telling everybody, hey, we're going to be world beaters. I've never failed. I've never had any disappointment. But I think Colorado themselves as a staff, Coach Prime and those guys there, understand that this is not going to be a great year. I think they understand that just based off trying to flip an entire roster in one offseason. It's just tough. It's tough to do that at that level. And clearly, the people at On3 aren't buying it. Clearly, the folks in Vegas who set their win total 3.5 aren't buying it. I think they'll finish higher than 11th. If there was a bet to say Colorado over under 11 or 10.5, I'd take the over, meaning finishing higher than 10th place in the conference. But there's not. And these folks think that they're going to struggle a ton. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times on this channel. This is going to be the most watched, most talked about, most interesting team in all of college football. And the more and more things, preseason polls, going into the summer, the more additions that they get from the transfer portal, anytime that they make the news for whatever reason, it's just going to be a headline. It's going to be a headline. They're leaning on how well the guys from Jackson State can adjust to the Pac-12 level, meaning Shador, Travis, etc. And what can you pull out of all those guys you got from Florida State? By my count, they've had 5 guys transfer from Florida State. Only 1 was a major contributor. So can you pull the most? Because those guys got to be talented. They went to Florida State. You got to be somewhat talented. But how much of that talent can you pull out of those guys that transferred to you out of Florida State? That will determine their season, I think. But we have to wait and see. But this was an interesting poll. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Coach Prime and the Buffs picked to finish in 11th place in the Pac-12. Only 12 teams picked to finish in 11th place. I think they'll do better than that. I think they'll win 5, probably. I'm saying 6 games. But we'll have to wait and see. My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you get your content. Do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button on your way out of here. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here. And I will see you next time. Peace.